Hello, hello. Is anybody home? I'm a little early. What's up, Vanessa Cutie? What's up, Allie? What's up, Tom? What's up, Enigma? How are you on this Blue Monday? What's Blue Monday? Is that a holiday? Is that a holiday? What's up, Michaela? Hello, ladies and my one gent. Alrighty. Shout out to Carmen for the new tarot cards. Absolutely love them. Look at these cards. So freaking cute. Come on. What is written on your shirt? Know your worth, then add tax. I know, it's mirrored. We all look better mirrored, okay? uh, Need to take my own advice, right? All right. Wait, where are the other cards? Ooh, ooh, cha cha cha. Ooh, ooh, cha cha cha. What's up, Tyler? Second gent here. Hello, Tyler. No, it is just a dismal, raw, rainy, and irritating Monday. I love it. It's so gloomy. It's raining. My soul is outside. Okay. I just have to be here. All right, these are new cards, so I'm trying to break them in a little bit. Okay, give me a moment. Okay. There we go. Let's see. See, those are cute. I like these too. These are different. Definitely different. See, what do we got here? We got a Knight of Pentacles. A little neon, a little bit of neon business going down. Loving the bubble braids. I haven't done the bubble braids in a hot minute. You know what I did? So you guys know that I usually put in the silk curlers, right? I usually put in the silk curlers, and that's why I go to sleep. But you can't put them in when your hair is soaking wet, because 9 times out of 10 you're going to wake up and they're still going to be wet and your curls are not actually going to stick. And so I did that last night like an idiot, cuz I procrastinated on my shower. And so I was like, well, it's time to bring the old 1-2 bubble braids back, and so here we are. Do you really, Michaela? What's up, Kismet? It's depressing to me. Oh, I love it. I'm an INFP. That's just, I feel like we're just born depressed. So, right. It has to be damp. Exactly. But no, bitch, mine was like wet. Okay. Like wet. And I don't know why I thought that was going to work out, because it didn't the other 2 times I did it. But yeah, you guys, welcome to All Signs. Obviously, if you want to book a super chat question to get 15% off your question, you can do that before I hit the go live button on Hipsy. Okay, so you can go to hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis in order to get that. But you want to do it before within the next 5 minutes. Okay, so make sure that you guys do that if that's something that you want to do. Here we go. Oh, I didn't realize that this was not okay. I did not know that part of the screen was, all right, there we go. That's better. Okay. Hey, now I'm taking up more space. How sad? Well, I was just kidding. Damn. Damn, Enigma. This Blue Monday really got you feeling some type of way, okay? Um, But yeah, I love me some bubble braids. I was irritated by the driver. What's up, Lori? He's here. Thank you for being here, Lori. Oh, Vanessa. All right, let's do this. Slash shuffle. Hopefully I shuffled these cards enough because it's a brand new deck. Okay. All right, guys, welcome to All Signs. Let's take a look at the good stuff coming your way. Make sure to get 15% off your super chat. You go ahead and book within the next the next 5 minutes. You can do that at hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. If you're looking for the link, you can also just click the link. It is my pinned comment in the chat box, okay? So we do have a full moon in Libra coming up on Saturday. Venus is going to go direct an hour later, which is very interesting. So a full moon is a closure. It is something that is either being revealed to us or it's a closing out of some kind of cycle. Now, Libra is how we relate to people. It can be around a decision around a relationship. It can be a decision around some kind of collaboration. It can be a decision that we're making around some kind of creative group project or something like that. It is squaring Mars. So there is some tension here. What I do like about this full moon that we're having on Saturday is that even though Venus is retrograde, she's still in her exaltation of Pisces. She's going to be conjunct Saturn. So I feel like whatever we're either closing out or whatever we're solidifying is likely going to last for a long time. That's my opinion. I feel like it's something that we have talked about before, something that we have revisited before. So, for instance, if you and your partner or something like that have been on the fritz, okay, and now you guys are like, you know what, let's do the therapy thing that we were talking about, right? The fact that Venus is conjunct Saturn, Venus being in her exaltation, Venus being the ruler of this full moon in Libra, this to me makes me feel like it is the solidification of something. Or Saturn's like, this doesn't have the legs, and it is what it is. And you got to pack up and you got to go. Right. So it does feel like maybe some very heavy motions can get involved. I feel like, especially with Mars being in Cancer, Mars is trying to cut and sever, and Mars hates being in Cancer anyway. And Cancer can be about our childhood. It can be about our deep seated triggers with Mars there in regards to our parental figures, in regards to our caretakers, in regards to what has occurred in our lives and how that has developed how we relate to people. Okay. So projecting onto other people, etc. So I feel like there's definitely going to be a trigger here. There is a trine to Jupiter, which I'm excited about, even though Jupiter is also doesn't do its best in Gemini. But hey, it's still Jupiter. Yeah, Venus is retrograde. She's still in her exaltation, whatever, right? So there's definitely a great opportunity for us to keep an open mind about something. That's what I think. I still feel like, even though something may feel a little bit difficult, we're going back over old territory, we're kind of having some triggers, etc. I still feel like there's an ability to have an open, positive mindset about something. I feel like there's an opportunity to make better decisions this time, is what I want to say. More spiritual decisions, higher self decisions, as opposed to getting too much in our ego. So if we choose the path of Jupiter as opposed to choose the path of Mars, if we're choosing the path of Mars, if we're fighting, ask, what are we fighting for? Are we fighting against one another? Are we fighting against our own wounds, or are we actually working towards them? So I think that this full moon in Libra is going to be, I think it's going to be challenging, but not for nothing. So then an hour later, Venus goes direct. So it makes me feel like whatever is occurring, whatever is being revealed to us, that's going to solidify our decision to move forward in the Venus part of our chart. So if you have Venus currently transiting your 7th house of Pisces, so maybe it's like, all right, you know what? I finally decided this is just not the relationship for me. I don't think. I think our values are just different. This isn't really what my goal is, whatever, whatever. Right. And maybe it's time for me to get out there and heal maybe, or get out there and start dating. It can be, you know what, I'm ready to move forward with this person and really take it seriously. Maybe it's with a client, you know, maybe whatever it is for you personally. But I feel like this is where we're finally moving forward based around our own personal values and what our value is as well, and what we deem it is. Okay. So I'm excited. I'm excited for the full moon in Libra. It looks shitty for me personally. I don't like it. It's conjunct my south node opposing my north node. It's also making a square to my natal Mars, which is in Capricorn. So I'm getting that T square between transiting Mars in Cancer and then my natal Mars in Capricorn. So I'm not I'm not really here for it. But hey, you know what? Sometimes have underestimated squares. I don't always trust trines and sextiles, you know, the little sweet, fluffy, duffy aspects in astrology. Sometimes with squares, I've had the best breakthroughs of my life, or I've written like some of the best poetry of my life, you know. So I don't always trust it. So I just try to kind of go with the process. What else do we have going on this week? If you guys haven't seen what is going on this week, I did post an astrological transit schedule. So that is on my community page. You can get it first on my Instagram. So my Instagram is Violetta Alexis, just my name. Okay. So you can go follow me on there for updates. I will post horoscopes for the full moon in Libra as well. Okay. Other than that, we have Mercury going direct today. Yay! So things can feel a little bit more clear. Whatever Mercury rules in your chart. Okay. So if it rules your second house, like me, decisions around money, self worth, self value, things like that, you can start to feel a little bit more clear headed. We can be more confident in signing contracts, to making deals, selling things, right? Marketplace is Mercury. So let's see. What else do we have? Let me just double check because I do not remember. Make sure you guys, last chance, get your super chat questions for 15% off before I hit the go live button on Hipsy, okay? Let me see. Let me see. Okay, Mercury. Today is Venus conjunct Saturn. What else do we have? I mean, of course, as always, we have, you know, moon transits. Nothing else really. We still have Sun sextile Jupiter, so that's really nice for confidence. We do have a Venus sextile to Uranus. I love Venus Uranus transits, even if they're squares. I have had some of the best breakthroughs with Venus Uranus transit, so I'm actually excited for, what is that, Tuesday? Yeah, that's tomorrow. I'm actually excited for that. Then the moon moves into Virgo. Yay, we can finally start getting our vacuum cleaners out and our dish soap. Right? Okay, guys. So here we go. I'm actually, if you guys don't mind, I'm just gonna grab my tea really quick. Okay. And then we'll get on into it. Ready to purge it all. Ready to purge it all, baby. Let's go. Okay. I have a feeling about what this is going to be for me, but you know what? It can be more than one thing, you know, guys. Keep that in mind. It's not always just one thing. It can be more than one thing, which can be like good, but also like fucking scary. Okay. All right, let me go ahead and grab my tea. You guys sit on that astrological information for a second. And I'm gonna go grab my, what did I do? I have some loose leaf tea. I did like organic jasmine white, and then I did something else. I can't remember, but I put some hibiscus in there. So good. And also, as always, you guys, if you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do so at violettaalexis.com. Give me 1 second and I will be right back. Hello. Thank you, Lori. I appreciate that. Okay, 1 second. Okay. All right, guys, let's get into it. I just got out of the gym, so please excuse me. The guy at the gym was like, leaving already? I was like, bitch, I was here for an hour. Damn, give me a break. What does your shirt say? I know it's mirrored. Know your worth, then add tax. It's a very Venus shirt, isn't it? Okay, perfect for the full moon in Libra, right, guys? Okay. Should I... Lori, that was fabulous. Chef's kiss, baby. Chef's fucking kiss. Good for you. All right, guys. Don't be sorry. I welcome that here. Okay, so all right, let's do it. All right. I'm so glad to see you guys. I hope you're having an amazing day. You guys are so cute. You guys are so cute. I can't imagine any other tarot reader gets cute aggression from their subscribers. I just can't imagine it. All right, let's do it. Okay. All right. We'll go ahead and start with Aries today. What's up, Shannon? Hello. What's up, Easy Dean? Oh, whoops. Let me put that I'm live on Hipsy. Start live event. All right. Some of you guys actually got in before the for the discount. Good for you. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Save that money, baby. Save that money. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, cha 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 cha. Hello, Shannon. You're so cute. I love you, Michaela. You're a doll to have in my chat as well. All right, Aries, let's see the good coming your way. First, I want to do a little bit of an energy check-in. You know what I'm saying? You know what? Stealing the show. Okay, you think you're hot shit because Venus is about to go on your sign. We get it. I would think that too. Damn, the Phoenix for the good coming to you. I feel like you guys are about to have a very transformative moment in a relationship if you guys are in one. Damn, the Six of Cups. Damn. If you're not connected to somebody, then you will be. Huge changes coming for you. The Justice reversed, okay. The Ace of Pentacles. I really love this. Now I don't like the Justice in reverse because it shows me that there's something that is unequal, not reciprocal, or there's been an injustice here. Now, I don't know if you committed the injustice, okay? Maybe it is in your energy, but even if you have, even if you are the one to do it, you seem to be reconciling that. You seem to be like, let's say that you're on the receiving end of the Justice in reverse. Let's say that somebody did you wrong, not an Aries, right? You will die. Okay. But there is this understanding. There's this empathy that you have. There is this, like, have you ever been able to be like, you know what? I have probably done something like this to somebody in my life. And you show up with forgiveness and understanding and compassion as opposed to judgment and putting your finger in somebody's face. That's what it feels like you're doing. It feels like you are creating some kind of opportunity through this mutual understanding with another, or even if it's like you feel as though you need to forgive yourself for something, I feel like you're not just forgiving yourself or another for something, but you are doing things different or attempting to. Okay. So, and like let's say it's non-reciprocal love, right? You're like, it's okay. Either in due time or it's just going to be what it is, right? But you're planting the seed for something better to occur. So it's not like you're just sitting around with your thumb up your ass. The good coming towards you, the Phoenix, the Eight of Swords, and the King of Swords reverse. Okay. You guys may have been very stuck in your head about something where you were questioning your own reality, where you were questioning another, where you may have felt gaslit or something like that by another person. That's all changing. The Phoenix card in this deck talks about you have not only are you transforming or something is transforming for the better, it means that something has been released, whether it's control or a certain dynamic in a relationship, and is being reborn. But it also talks about you have beauty on your side or working in your favor. That's what this card also talks about. I studied it. Um like, bitch, relax. It was 200 characters, full stop. Okay. But it makes me feel like there's something like how I just talked about you having compassion, whether it's for yourself or for another. Like that's also a form of beauty. And I feel like that is what's changing a relationship, or that is what's changing you for the better. I feel like you're about to have a turnaround in your life where you felt very, very stuck for a long time, and it's going to feel like full motion forward. And it can also be in regards to another person. So there may be a relationship that was kind of on the fritz or a little confusing that could end up transforming for the better. Your advice: let it crumble, baby. Honestly, let it crumble. Don't be afraid to let go of something that was not working. Don't be afraid to sit on top of the ashes and be like, okay, that's cool. Like, so what am I going to do with this? What am I going to do with these ashes? Um, I think that you're going to realize in due time what you've went through in the past year. I want to say in the past 6 months, you're going to see the benefit now. You're going to see something come to fruition, and what may have felt traumatic, what may have felt very stressful for you, something seems to be rising from the earth. Not to sound like a crazy Shakespearean tragedy, but that's kind of what it's giving me. And it's asking you to allow it. Strength reverse. It's asking you to allow it because I feel like there was a weak spot in the armor. There was a weak spot in a relationship. There was a weak spot within you. There was a weak spot in something that you kept trying to hold up until you're like, you know what? I don't have to hold this all by myself. Something like that. And so you're going to see that this thing is a gift for you. This is very transformative, Aries. I feel like some of you guys have felt a little rough around the edges. Some of you have, but that's going to change. So that is what I have for you, Aries. Thank you so much. I hope that you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to book a super chat question, you can do so at hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. All right. Looks like Daenerys has it. What's up, World Oracle? Retrograde Venus and Mercury conjunct Saturn, North Node opposing my Sun. Oh, wow. Okay, that's a lot going on. Mercury goes direct today. I don't know if it's going direct tonight. I don't know if it's already direct, but I know it goes direct today for certain. Then Venus goes direct an hour after the full moon in Libra on Saturday. So we have both Mercury and Venus here. doing a little dance. They've been doing a dance. Mercury's been stalking Venus the entirety pretty much of this retrograde. He's been kind of following her around. All right, so let's see. Taurus. Oh, you're welcome, Shannon. Ooh. I don't believe I like that. That did not taste very good. I think I need more honey in it. I think I put too much tea in there, to be honest. All right, Taurus, let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on for you guys for this coming week. Your guys' ruler, okay? It's going direct, so you guys are going to be feeling a hell of a lot better this weekend, okay? So look forward to that at the least. The 9 of Wands is in your energy this week. Okay, don't hurt them. Don't hurt them. Oh, Tom, you're a moon in Taurus too? Okay, I feel like there's so many. Ooh, the Lovers. For the good coming to you. God, I'm jealous. Your advice, King of Pentacles reversed. Something is a long time coming, isn't it? With that 9 of Wands. Something is a long time coming. Let's see what it is. The Devil. Okay, this could be a good thing, you know. um What's up, underdog? The 9 of Wands with the Devil. You are coming face to face with your own fears, in my opinion. And I feel like you're winning. I feel like you're winning. Let's see. Temperance reversed. The 9 of Wands is very much the wounded warrior. Very much the person who's been through the ringer, has had their ass beat a lot. And now they live to tell the tale. And there could be some demons that you still feel like you're fighting, that you still feel like you need to take responsibility for, and it's going to feel a little chaotic. You could still feel like you're having a hard time creating the reality that you want. And it can be because of a lack of patience. Maybe it was something like you needed immediate gratification, you know. It could have been you just had a lot of frustration, a lot of pent-up aggression. If I'm going to be honest, it may be that you are directing this energy into sex for some of you. It feels very physical, you know. It feels like you are fighting your own demons, yes, but it's like you're winning, but you do look pretty rough. You do look a little rough around the edges, you know. You look like you had a night in Vegas and you don't remember last night, you know. And tell me about that Devil. 7 of Swords reversed. I feel like a lot of you guys have some guilt. You guys could have a lot of guilt and it feels like you're coming face to face with that. Or it may be this energy of maybe you've given too much. Maybe things have been very unequal and now you're at this point where you're like, you know what? I'm going to be selfish. I'm going to put self first. The 9 of Wands is about self. The 9s are about self. It's about individuality. The 7 of Swords in reverse is, the 7 of Swords in the upright is when we're doing something for the betterment of the group. Excuse me. 7 of Swords in reverse can be like, no, this is about me now. And so I kind of feel like that's what's going on. So it almost feels like, I don't want to say you're taking your power back, but you're reining it in and you may be trying to direct it in a healthier way. Because there may have been something around maybe addictions for some of you, negative coping mechanisms. But this is a chance for better days. Yeah. Sorry, Jennifer Coolidge. I'm sorry. If you don't know Jennifer Coolidge, I'm so sorry. Okay, let's take a look at the Lovers. So the good coming to you. The Queen of Cups reversed. The Seven of Cups reversed. I feel like you are having a connection this week that is really maybe going to give you a reality check about yourself. Um, maybe not necessarily in a bad way, but it's giving a reality check maybe about you. Maybe like for instance, if you have trust issues and maybe they're totally warranted, but maybe the person you're directing those trust issues to isn't necessarily warranted, then this may be the time where there is a mutual understanding in a conversation that will essentially be for the betterment of the connection and also for your trust. For others of you, if you're not this Queen of Cups in reverse, then there can be somebody in your life that doesn't trust you and is being honest with you about these things. And I feel like you are understanding about it. And I feel like that's probably how you're facing your fears, because it almost feels as though somebody may be giving you a reality check if you're not this Queen of Cups in reverse. And it could be that this is somebody who's being very honest with you, and it can be making you face your fears. Nine of Wands with that devil there. So I think it's ultimately good. It feels like there is someone here who understands you, somebody here who cares about you very much. And I want to say their advice is not like in vain. It's not to hurt you. I feel like a huge decision is being made around your emotions and your emotional stability and how you deal with trauma or how you deal with your own personal issues and things that you've been through. Your advice, we have the King of Pentacles reversed, the Eight of Cups, the Nine of Swords reversed. Okay. So if you guys are this King of Pentacles in reverse, if there has been an issue where you feel like only your money maybe could bring you value, or maybe you felt just your status was the only thing that could bring you some kind of sense of self-worth, if it's your stubbornness, it is your this almost like a wall that you put up because you don't want to face yourself. It's asking you to walk away from that. It's saying that it may be hard for you to break some kind of pattern in your life, but this is going to be the time that you want to do it. And I feel like you will. I feel like you are. I don't think that this is easy though. I feel like it definitely is a breakthrough. It's a hell of a breakthrough. And it seems like you have somebody on your side who cares about you deeply. So I feel like this is going to be very successful, but it really is about you getting out of your own way. And for some of you, if you have felt like you had to use other people in order to feel useful or use other people in order to feel fulfilled, it's really about you now relying on who you are and not what you can get from others. Okay, for others of you, you need to be walking away from negative financial habits or from somebody that you know is using you, or from just people in general who have used you. Okay. So that is what I have for you, Taurus. Thank you so much. I hope you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And obviously, if you want to book a super chat question, then you can go ahead and do so at hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. I'm really afraid to drink that damn tea again. I think I made it too strong. But if I just like, no. Okay. That's real strong. You're welcome, Shannon. All right, let's see my cute little Geminis. 1 second, please. Are you? Get out of here. Not you. I'm looking at something. Okay. Sorry, hold on. 1 sec. 1 second, please. Keep drinking it. Well, I don't want to waste it. Shit, like. Okay. Woo! I'm ready to ovulate. I always look so hot when I'm ovulating. Like, I just wish I could look like that all the time. You know what I'm saying? Okay. No, literally nobody asked. Okay. All right, Gemini, let's go ahead and take a look at your energy. Seven of Pentacles reversed. Okay. What's your energy for this weekend? You're not wasting your time, are you? Definitely not wasting your time. For some of you, you're giving up on something that you've been investing in for a while that you just deem is not, it's not it. You know, you're cutting it out. You're done. Six of Pentacles in reverse. It's something that may have been taking up your time and energy. And it's like, oh my God, thank God. You know, thank God. Now I can spend my time on this other thing. Now I can spend my money on this other thing. Now I can, you know, have sex with somebody else. I don't know, like whatever it is. Advice is the Empress. Exactly. 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 Cut it out, baby. You know your worth. You know you're cute. Okay. Go get your toes done, get your nails done, get your hair done, whatever you got to do. Go to the gym, be creative, be sexy, be you. Don't chase anybody down for a day old wiener from 7-Eleven. Say it with me. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, the King of Cups. Okay, the Judgment. Love this, honestly. Wow. I don't know if this King of Cups is you or if this is somebody around you. Listen, if you are the masculine here, if you are this King of Cups, whatever emotional immaturity that you were bringing to the table, you so much are so disgusted by that you are removing the table as if it's a cleansing ritual and you're getting a brand new table. You are showing up as very wise, very mature, very accountable. This, to me, this is my dream partner right here. This King of Cups, Judgment. This is like somebody who will take accountability for their own emotional immaturity and emotional inconsistencies and their bullshit lies if they had any. Okay. I know Geminis, you guys would never lie, right? But but this is somebody who's accountable for it. And they understand that it's not going to change. Their love life isn't going to change. They're not going to change. Nothing is going to change unless they're receptive to that change. And so there's a big decision that you may be making emotionally. If you're not this King of Cups and you're a feminine, okay, and you're interested in masculine energy, then this may be somebody around you that is absolutely in love with you, that is no longer wasting your time. Somebody who may be reconciling as well. This could absolutely be a reconciliation between you and another person. The Judgment can certainly indicate that. It can be something in regards to your higher path. This can be something as well in regards to a friend who's giving you some great advice. This can be somebody like a therapist, okay, that's really helping you make very big decisions. But it's around your life path. It's something to do that's very prominent in regards to your life path. But this is like somebody's owning their shit here, basically. Somebody's owning their shit and they're like, you know what? I was being gross, you know, or you know what? This is ridiculous for me to, let's say that whoever this King of Cups was had third parties, okay, or something like that. Maybe they had some kind of third parties. And now they're like, how am I? But what they really wanted was a one-on-one committed relationship. But they felt like they had to dip their toe everywhere in order to, you know, have the best, right? And so now they're like, no, that's not what I want. I need to act in authenticity with what I truly want and who I really am, not who I think people want me to be, you know? Wow. Six of Pentacles reversed, the Celestial Weaver. The Page of Cups reversed. It's about creating one's own reality. It's about not giving to people that don't appreciate it or not taking advantage of people if you don't want to be taken advantage of. It's about creating your own reality, not through a sense of victimhood, you know? And I don't know if this is you or somebody else, but it does look like a masculine energy is doing this. And it looks like this person is wanting to create the reality that they actually want, not manipulate their way through a false reality. I mean, like, dude, fuck me. This is great energy. This is like, yes. Like, would I sleep with this person? Yeah, maybe, but I might wife this person as well. Like, this is an incredible whatever this is. So if this is you, No, I'm just kidding. The Empress for advice, 5 of Wands reversed, the 9 of Pentacles reversed. So, you know, if you're this Empress energy, okay, if you're the feminine, it's saying like, don't feel as though you have to overcompensate to prove something. All you need to do is exist. You need to exist and be your most beautiful, authentic self, and that's it. Even if you're a man, okay, even if you're a masculine. But if this is somebody that you're interested in, you're a masculine, and this Empress is somebody that you are interested in, treat them as they are an Empress, not as if they are some, you know, Sally on the side or Sally in the street or whatever the case, you know? So, and I feel like eventually it really is about evolution. It's really about being able to step up and become what an Empress needs. And you know, who would be mad at that? A King of Cups can still be a King of Cups, but a King of Cups can be an Emperor if he wants to. If he really wants to step up and do the thing. You know what I mean? So, act accordingly. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's what I have for you, Gemini. Thank you so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And obviously, if you guys want to book a super chat question, you can do so at hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. All right, let's go ahead and move on to Cancer. Sally's back. Hair flip. All right. Yes, and changed behavior. Exactly. Apology, what do they say? Apologies without changed behavior is just manipulation. Because it is. What's up, Luke? All right. So, shall we do it, Cancer? Cancer. All right. Cancer schmancer. I'm sorry. All right, let's see what your vibe is. 6 of Wands in reverse. Ugh. Some of you might be feeling a little overlooked, or some of you are just like, leave me alone. Leave me alone. I don't care. I literally don't care. You know what I'm saying? You're in a robe with your curlers and your Walmart slippers on and smoking your cigarette outside. Like you know what I'm saying? 4 of Swords, for the good coming to you. Your advice is the moon. Ooh, that's well, in astrology, the moon is Cancer. In tarot, it's Pisces. I don't understand that. Honestly, I don't get that, but okay. Um, okay. I really feel like I know you guys probably don't want to hear this, right? We want to hear that like we're winning the lottery, right? We're gonna have the best relationship of our lives. I don't know. It feels more alone timey. It feels more revelations having during alone time. Ooh. Well, there we go. 6 of Wands reverse, 3 of Swords, Knight of Swords in reverse. Leave me alone. That's what that looks like. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know who hurt you. I don't know what they said. I don't know what somebody said in your DMs. I don't know if you got like, you know, a D pic that you did not ask for, but it broke your heart. Whatever it is. So there's something that you're probably not trying to shed a lot of attention on. And I think it's because it's quite painful. And you could just kind of feel like a passenger in your own life at this point. You could feel like, why am I like being the co-star in my own life? You know, why am I doing that? And I feel like you're going to have a revelation around that specifically. And maybe it's because you have put other people first. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe other people took credit for your ideas or who you are or whatever it is. But this is like the time where we're authentic and we take up space. Okay, because I feel like you almost have some old wounds into feeling not recognized, into feeling like you're not seen or appreciated or something. And it's like we're just passing by. We're just a ghost ship in the night, you know? And for some of you, it can be like you're intentionally feeling that, like you intentionally need that like time. Or that space. What's that Three of Swords? I know, I'm sorry. The Emperor. Oof. Be authentic, take up space. Be authentic, take up space. Be authentic, take up space. The Emperor. Well, it's Aries. Aries is pretty damn authentic, you know? It's the seed, it's the potent energy, it's the first sign of the zodiac, the Emperor. And maybe it's over an emperor, okay? But this to me, it feels like getting control back in your own life and becoming the leader that you need, because the Knight of Swords in reverse is like, dude, I'm just kind of a passenger. You know, the Emperor is like, no, I run this, you know? So it's interesting energy, because it could feel like maybe you gave your power away, you know? The good coming to you, Four of Swords, the Sun. Be authentic, take up space. Be authentic, take up space. The Chariot. Ah, doesn't it make you just want to rub your nipples? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm just joking, obviously. Okay. This is, wow. Your thought life is going to be very apparent to you this week. Like, imagine your brain, right? And your brain is very dark and there's cobwebs in there, and it's almost like it's dead. And there are just a bunch of feelings like you're just made out of water, but the lights aren't on, you know, in the house upstairs. And some of you just feel like you've been very wash, rinse, repeat until something happens. And I'm wondering if it's around that Venus sextile Uranus that's happening, I think on Tuesday, where it's like there's a breakthrough happening. And it feels like you've swallowed the sun and it has lit up your brain again. It has lit up your sense of self expression and courage and that fiery emotion that you feel like you lost because you either were betrayed yourself, overlooked, allowed yourself to be the passenger, chariot, car, passenger. So funny. The chariot can sometimes represent the vehicle in tarot. So it's interesting. And the sun is the leader. Then you have the emperor there. It's like something is coming back on for you. And this is where you take ownership of your own leadership, where you take ownership of you and who the fuck you are. And I love that the sun and the moon is here. Now the moon is here. Wow, the Ace of Wands. This is your advice. The moon is here with the Ace of Wands, with the Queen of Wands reversed. The Queen of Wands reversed has a lot of insecurities and she hides. She hides, she dims herself. She doesn't take up space. She's inauthentic. And she's inauthentic because she feels like she has to put on a specific kind of show for what other people like. The Queen of Wands in the upright, I don't give a fuck. This is me. This is who I was. This is who I am now. Get over it, get under it, whatever you like, right? And so with that moon, it's very much telling you to trust your instincts when it comes to you and yourself. Access your subconscious. You know, look to see what's in your 12th house. Try to access this. So, for instance, I have Aries in my 12th house, okay? I tend to access this when I take the lead, when I allow myself to speak up, when I go to the gym, you know, Aries kind of things. If you're a Cancer rising and you have Gemini in your 12th house, maybe it's that you need to do some writing. Maybe you need to create content, you know, and you may wake up a part of yourself that you feel like was lost, but trust yourself, trust your instincts, trust your leadership. And I feel like a lot of you, where you think you have some kind of flaws, this reading is so powerful. Like, this is a turn on for me. um, but where you felt like you had to doubt yourself or play the passenger, you never have. It was just a role you were playing. And it was either a role you were playing to appease others or because you truly believe you didn't have the strength, but I don't actually believe that. I feel like you had dead brain. I feel like you had walking dead brain. I feel like you had zombie brain, like almost intentionally. Okay? Not this week, baby. Not this week. None on my watch. Thanks a lot, Cancer. I really appreciate that. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you want to book a super chat question during this live, then you can do so at hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. And if you want to book a personal reading, you can do so at violettaalexis.com. All right, there. Let's drink some more of this tea. So good. I just don't make it right, clearly. Do you do birth chart readings? I mean, I've done a lot of I've done birth chart readings on like my Hipsy calls, but not really. Not really. I mean, I wouldn't consider myself a professional astrologer, but I think that I know a lot, but no, I don't like openly offer them or anything. What's up, Chris? Flowing smooth. Thanks, baby. Thanks. You know what I'm saying? Feeling pretty good. All right, Leo. Let's do this. Two of Swords. Little indecisive, are we? Okay. Not really sure what we're doing here. Death. This is for the positive that's coming into your life. If you're a Leo rising, you got a lot going on in your 8th house right now, so that kind of makes sense. 4 of Pentacles reversed for your advice. It's time to take a chance. Stop sitting around on the fence with your thumb up your butt. Okay? Certainly don't smell it. I'm sorry. I knew before before that joke came out of my mouth that was just not it. So we're going to move on from that. But I definitely think that it's time for you to shit or get off the pot. Like, it's time for you we're done procrastinating. You've had plenty of time to think, buddy. Okay? You've had plenty of time to think. Mars is creeping up on you. It's creeping up on you. Pretty soon, it's going to be in your sign. So I feel like you're kind of in this, like, I don't know if it's a cocoon phase, but it's this kind of hiding in the bushes, like a peeping Tom. Okay, not like a pervert, but yeah, Wheel of Fortune reverse. You're having a hard time letting go of control, is what you're doing. Do I end it? Do I not end it? Do I continue? Do I not continue? Do I pursue it? Do I not pursue it? The Hangman. Yeah, see? You're just you're sitting there in limbo. You're not really sure what the hell you're doing. Because I think what you know is there's going to be some sacrifices that need to be made. And I think that you are very well aware it's probably not going to be easy. And I think there's a lot of uncertainty that's coming from you, like when it comes to making this decision, because you're having a hard time staying optimistic about it. That's why you're kind of, I don't know, you're second guessing, you're getting choked up on your words, you're second guessing your talent, maybe, you're second guessing something. But what I do like is that you are it's not like you're just actually sitting there with your thumb up your butt and you're not doing anything. You're sitting there and you're gaining perspective. You're trying to see through the fog. You're trying to see if you're the fog. Are you creating the fog yourself? Because sometimes we do that, don't we? Sometimes we can create a problem where there really is none, where really what we need to do is get our ass in gear and move along, one foot in front of the other, right? That's what we do. We have these insecurities that other people have filled inside of our heads and filled our heads like a jelly donut, right? And then I was watching this video where this guy was talking about, when we were children, like, for instance, if a boy and a girl had a problem, she was like, you know, my feelings are really hurt, as the little girl would say, right, to a little boy, my feelings are really hurt. That really hurt my feelings. And the little boy would say, oh, well, I don't want your feelings to be hurt. Now it's like, oh, well, you're the problem and you're the problem, right? And with the way that we talk to each other and the way that we talk to ourselves inside of our own minds based around everything else that everyone has told us and filled our heads up with. And now that's become our inner narrative. That's become our narrative in our own brain. Isn't that crazy? Other people and their opinions about ourselves and about our worth and what we bring to the table and who we are. And we allow fear to have a chokehold on us. And then we allow everybody to narrate our lives. And then it's like our life really isn't our own, is it? It's everybody else's because we've allowed it. We've allowed people to put these ropes around our necks and dictate who we are and where we're going, all based on probably other people's insecurities. And whoever is the narrator in their brain projecting their insecurities onto us. And now, guess what happens? It's like black magic, it's like poison. It's like where you have a fresh bowl of strawberries and somebody drops a moldy strawberry right in the middle. And guess what? Within a day or two, the rest of the fucking strawberries are moldy. And that's exactly what black magic really is. It's really about projection of one's own insecurities. And then we adopt everybody else's insecurities. And then we create our own from another person's insecurities. And then the self doubt kicks in. And then we never actually become what we wanted to when we were kids. We never have that innocence. Wow. The good coming to you. Ah, you're gonna make a grown woman cry here, buddy. Well, I guess that ends now, doesn't it? With that death card, Nine of Cups, High Priestess. This is when we allow ourselves to see the light at the end of the tunnel and we stop trying to control. We allow death, metaphorically, to take us to the end of wherever we're supposed to go. And at that end is a new beginning into what? The Nine of Cups. Into what you want, not what other people tell you that you need to want. And you're going to discover a lot about yourself this week, most likely. But you are getting something that you want, but it is not without sacrifice. Okay. It's not without sacrifice. And it's going to be well fucking worth it. The High Priestess in reverse, you're probably going to realize how you've been suppressing your own intuition. You're probably going to also realize how this procrastination that you thought was helping you was actually hindering you from reaching your full potential. And those insecurities that other people projected onto you, they were afraid probably of your own power because they in turn doubted their own. And now you're going to probably discover it this week. And it's going to not be easy because that sun is making a conjunction to Chiron. Okay. And the sun is your ruler. Okay. Especially if you're a Leo, sun, moon, or rising. Okay. Other placements, sure. But, you know, there's going to be some wounds that we're going to be forced to look at. And my God, if it is not going to be the most empowering thing for you this week. The Four of Pentacles reversed, the Seven of Wands, and the Ten of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles, excuse me. Four of Pentacles in reverse is asking you to take a chance on what? Seven of Wands. Putting yourself in the limelight or putting yourself into the competition. I feel like you've succeeded at something. You've gotten some level of attention or something, and there's this fear to maintain it. There's this fear of, well, what am I going to do with that success? Maybe it's a fear of success itself, but this is the time where you need to start putting one foot in front of the other once again, and you need to start making practical decisions. Okay. So that is what I have for you, Leo. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And obviously, if you want to book a super chat question during this live, then you can do so at hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. If you want to book a personal reading, then you can do so at violettaalexis.com. All righty. What's up, Davina? Davina, that offer or the lack of offer says nothing about you. Okay. Just something to keep in mind. Oh, thank you, Enigma. I really appreciate that. All right, Virgo. Vanessa, what in the Sag and Mercury was that? Damn, that was good. I'm mad I never thought of that joke. Damn, that was good. All right, let's do it. A Virgo. Cha cha cha. Let's see. Let's see what's going on for you. Three of Pentacles reversed. Okay. The good coming to you. Page of Swords reversed. Okay. Page of Pentacles. A couple of fresh energies here. It's time for you to put in the work. Something has completed. It's going to, and like in a good way, where it's like now we're taking responsibility for something, and now it's time to actually step up, take responsibility for the thing. Great, moving on. Now it's time to build. Now it's time to become the king or the queen of pentacles, or in at least in some area of your life, whether that's a one-on-one relationship, whether that is in your financial stability. Maybe you need to be a homeowner, business owner, whatever the thing is. But it seems like with that Three of Pentacles in reverse, you're not really on the same page with somebody. I'm getting like a condescending energy, immature energy, Page of Swords reversed. And I don't know if that's from you or somebody else. Let's see. 10 of Cups reversed. Okay. Queen of Swords reversed. Goddamn, Virgo. I need you to not do that. This week, the moon is going to be moving into your sign, so you can be feeling a little bit, well, I mean, the moon isn't bad. You can just be feeling a little squirrely. Okay. My mom has a moon in Virgo. They're a little neurotic, they're a little OCD. Okay. But it can be channeled in a good way. But you also have the South Node in your sign as well. So there's a lot about your identity or wherever Virgo is in your chart, and a lot of letting go and a lot of kind of like facing reality about your past or about who you were or about the things that you've allowed to happen in your past or whatever the case. So there's definitely like a lot of frustration that you may be having. I think that for a lot of you, it seems like you're pretty flustered or irritated. Okay. Don't worry. I'm going to read about the good that's coming to you. Okay. And you can be getting yourself in a little bit of a frenzy because you may feel like, well, goddamn, like I keep putting a smile on my face, even though I'm not happy. I keep laughing when ain't shit funny, And now with that Three of Pentacles in reverse, now because the Three of Pentacles in reverse, especially in combination with the Queen of Swords, to me can be somebody who's being condescending or demeaning out of irritation, out of frustration. And I feel like it's coming from the well of the 10 of Cups in reverse, which is like, okay, we're emotionally frustrated either in a family dynamic or in a relationship dynamic. And so what I feel like you may be doing is you may be taking some low blows on another person this week. Maybe it's on a coworker. Maybe it's like, maybe you're having it out with a coworker and then you go home and, take it out on your husband, or, you take it out on your partner, or, you know what I mean? Take it out on yourself. Shit, I don't know. Maybe you get drunk and shit your pants at 2 o'clock in the morning and make a fool out of yourself. I mean, I have no idea. I doubt you're going to do that. But it's definitely very frustrating. And the Queen of Swords in reverse, it's when she's had it. It's when she's had it and she is now becoming very illogical because she has allowed her emotions to take over. So, I mean, you're definitely not I feel like there are some things that you're working through that are not easy. And it could be also at this point where you feel like you have put a lot of expectations on another person or on a family member, or on a partner, or maybe some were put on you and you feel like maybe you just can't live up to those. Maybe you keep eating shit and eating shit and eating shit. And you're like, I don't want to eat shit sandwiches anymore. It can be that as well. And now, you're forcing people to eat the poop sandwiches, right? Like, so it can kind of be that. It almost feels like you've been bottling something up for a while. Let's see the good coming to you. Okay, well, thank God. Okay. All right. So the good coming to you is the Page of Swords reversed, the Star, the Eight of Wands reversed. For some of you, you may have felt misled. Okay. You may have felt like somebody intentionally misled you in some kind of way. You may have felt manipulated. For others of you, it could be around gossip, rumors, drama, where you feel like somebody was maybe assuming something about you or people were talking crap about you. I feel like this is the time where that is finally going to be shared or healed in some way, in a way that is beneficial to you. Okay. So for instance, if you have had Tom, Dick, Stacy, and Harry at your work talking crap about you, right? And it's been a bunch of assumptions, or it's been a bunch of BS. Now it's like a time where you're setting the record straight in some way. You're now able to set the record straight. You're now able to tell your side of things when it's just like been going on behind your back. And it's going to be something that's going to work in your favor with that star energy. So, especially if you feel like you've been, you know, eating it. You've just been eating it with that Eight of Wands in reverse. It could feel like you just couldn't say anything. You didn't want to say anything. You just been shoving it down and shoving it down, like I said before. And now it's like finally this opportunity where you're able to clear something up and you're able to clear space, and not just clear space in your day-to-day life, but clear space in your head, your heart, all of that stuff. And finally feel like you can relax, you know, in my opinion. For others of you, this can be about something where you were assuming that something else was the problem, okay? Where you were feeling like you maybe didn't have control over the solution to your own issue. But this week, you find out that you actually have all of the control over solving that problem. So it may have felt like something was completely out of your control, and you find out, oh my God, it's not. And that's going to be very healing for you, and it's going to instill your hope for moving forward in regards to whatever this may be. If this is about a relationship, Virgo, is what I want to say. If there's been a lot of assumptions between you and another person, a lot of paranoias, a lot of miscommunications, this can also be the time where we are sharing our feelings and we're allowing ourselves to be vulnerable with another person, and they in turn are also giving us that. Ooh, damn. The Page of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the Five of Swords. This is really about building to me with that Page of Pentacles to the Hierophant. And this is about building on what your personal morals and your personal values are. Okay. And so the Hierophant is not going to go against what it traditionally values. And this is double earth energy. So this is about a grounding influence. So if something's felt a little squirrely, if something has felt in the air, if something has been deceitful, this is now the time where we can discuss it, where we can put it out all on the, it feels like something is being discussed and put out on the table is what it feels like to me. And from there, it seems like you are building or rebuilding something, and not something that's built on shaky ground. It's built on, but it's asking you as well to stick to what your own personal guidelines are, what your personal morals and values are. It doesn't mean we can't be accepting of another's, it doesn't mean that. But, this can also be talking about building a future for yourself as well, building that financial foundation, that business foundation, whatever it is. For some of you, it may be also asking you to learn what that means for you, like in regards to spirituality, religion, whatever your thing is. There may be some things that you need to learn in order to build that foundation that you need, because it feels like things have been a little shaky. Okay. So that is what I have for you, Virgo. Thank you so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to book a super chat question, then you can do so at hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. And if you want to book a personal reading, then you can do so at violetaalexis.com. All right, Libra, you guys are having a full moon in your sign. Get ready. It's going to be a big one. Going to be a little feisty, but you guys will get through it. Okay, let me get a little bit of water. What's up, Letty? Nice to see you, baby. Feel so restless. Oh. What kind of restless would that be? Enigma, what's up with the smirk there, buddy? All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at Libra. Libra, what is going on with you, baby cakes? Let's see. Let's see your energy, huh? The Hermit. Okay. Unexpected, but we're here. You stole Virgo's card, I see. The Three of Wands reversed. Okay, so this is for the good that's coming to you, which is interesting. You have the King of Wands reversed for your advice. So this could be a masculine in your life, or this could simply be you. Oh, I see what's going on. For some of you, this is truly about humility. Okay. I think that for some of you, you may have gotten your feelings hurt recently, just a little bit, just a tiny bit. You may have got your ass handed to you. Okay, in a way. And so with that Hermit energy, it makes me feel like you guys are being a little bit of a recluse, but it's not for nothing. There's an awareness here. You may have rushed the gun on something. You may have tried to push something, pressure something. You may have got frustrated when it didn't turn out in your favor in some way. So let's see what that Hermit's about. The Ten of Pentacles reversed. Okay. Page of Wands reversed. Yeah, it feels like something is being delayed. And it feels like it could be a relationship, but it's something long term. It's something in regards to your legacy. So it can be what it is that you're building out in the world. Who are you? What do you do? What do you want to be known as? Things like this. And it could feel like you don't fucking know. It could be a little confusing, and you could feel pressure from other people. You could feel pressure maybe from a parent. You could feel pressure from a spouse in some way. But ultimately, there is pressure here. And it could feel like something is being delayed, but it's so that way you can learn what you actually want. Like, there are certain things in my life where I'm so glad it didn't work out, because I'd be like, oh my God, I'm so glad I never actually tried to do that with my life. How fucking embarrassing would that have been? You know what I mean? Or thank God I never actually gave that person a chance. Holy shit, right? Like, I can be something like that, but it does feel like you got your feelings hurt a little bit. Maybe a divorce has happened. Maybe there's a divorce that's being delayed. Maybe, it can be these things. And what you're doing is you're learning so much more about yourself as opposed to anybody else. Because really, this is about you at the end of the day. And you're discovering, you're like, wow, maybe I actually really don't want to do this as much as I thought I did. Or maybe I actually don't really want to be married as much as I thought I did, or whatever it is. So there's kind of like this question of, what is the end all be all for me? What does that look like? And that's really going to depend on who I am. So there's a lot more about you and trying to figure yourself out. And through that, that's when you're gonna figure it out. That's when you're going to understand. And it's probably something in regards to like your higher purpose. Or I feel like for some of you, maybe you end up, excuse me, I just got done eating salmon and broccoli. Okay, give me a break. But it almost feels like there's somebody in your life that is like a mentor or a guru, or, maybe a freaking pastor or shit. I don't know. Okay. It feels like somebody who is like maybe an elder, or somebody who's very wise, that is attempting to help you. That's what this feels like as well. And, because you thought that there was something that someone else had to give you in order to validate what you wanted to achieve. And isn't that funny how we do that? We're like, please, somebody give me permission to be me. Please, somebody give me permission to be authentic. Please, somebody tell me that I'm a good girl. Okay, some of us like that. Please tell me that, I'm allowed to do this with my life. You know what I'm saying? And of course, I'm being very extreme when I say that, but isn't it funny how we do that sometimes? And it's like, okay, but what about like you, you know? And that's what you guys are discovering. Three of Wands reversed, 10 of Wands reversed, 5 of Cups reversed. Well, that's no more. Like the waiting for permission, the waiting for somebody to take responsibility for your decisions. We're not doing that, because there's something that you regret. Okay. And I don't know if it's like something that you did. I don't know if it was like a relationship that you had. God, I wasted so much time giving the best years of my life to some guy that wouldn't even have sex with me, or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what the thing is. But what you're doing is you're like, you know what? Why am I waiting on anybody to take responsibility for my own decisions? Why am I waiting on anybody else to do the work for me? Why am I waiting on somebody else to da 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 da? And now you're learning how to take like a really strange situation for you, where you felt like, damn, I wasted so much of my time just waiting for somebody else to do this or give me this permission. And now you are actually doing something with that information. The call is coming from inside the house, like in a good way. Mm-hmm. The ego truly is self-doubt, isn't it? It's the armor that we put on. It's the armor that we put on because there are doubts behind that armor. And we fear that if we take that armor off, that the little flub on the inside of that armor, that little gushy middle, um, that little gushy middle is what we don't want people to see. But that's where the true you lies. That's where the true authenticity lies. And we can't really wield our full power until we're able to strip that armor off. And it doesn't necessarily need to be in front of others, but it needs to be within self. And it's really about how much we're willing to accept about ourselves. That's where we find the growth. That's how we can water ourselves. And sometimes a temporary ego death needs to take place just for a moment. We don't need to throw the armor in the fire, right? It's like we just need to hang it up in the closet for a moment and be naked by ourselves in the bedroom and be honest with ourselves about who we are, because that's where the true talent lies. That's where the true capabilities lie. The ego says, well, we need to show up like this because that's what's going to protect us. And maybe sometimes we need the ego, right? Sometimes we need that. Sometimes we have to put that on. We have to have that. But really, the true power lies behind the armor. And I feel like that is what you're needing to discover. Chills. Okay, period. Thank you so much, Libra. That was an incredible reading. I love you. If you want to book a super chat question, you can always do so at hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. And if you want to book a personal, you can do so at violettalexis.com. Let's go ahead and take a look at Scorpio. Thanks, Vanessa. Yeah. Thanks, Danny. Okay. All right, Scorpio. Love me a good Scorpio. Okay. Damn, if you're a Scorpio rising, I'm a little jealous of what you got going on. Shit. I know you're excited for Uranus to get out of your 7th house, I'm sure. Okay, but besides that, let's see what's going on here. 4 of Cups reversed. Okay. That's for your energy. Let's see what's going on for the good coming to you. The Queen of Pentacles. Love that, honestly. Your advice, Ace of Cups. Ooh, a new relationship maybe? New creative project? You're coming out of this, let's call it a disappointing phase, or for some of you, a disappointing era, okay? You just lost your spark. For some of you, you felt like you lost your spark, you lost your passion, you didn't really want to go after anything anymore. Nothing was really for you. Maybe it was like this energy of feeling like, God, I feel like everybody can relate to me, but I can't relate to anybody. This is boring. This is terrible. I hate this, right? But you're finding gratitude in the mundane, or you're finding gratitude even in the small moments, because when we feel like we don't really have anything to be grateful for, well, we have to have that. We have to have the hope. So we grip onto anything that we can find, even in the smallest things. Oh, wow, look at that fucking cloud. It's like in the shape of a dragon. Isn't that beautiful? You know, it's kind of the little things is what I'm getting. And with that Knight of Wands, something is sparking your passion again. You're going after, you know, why am I acting like this? Why am I so ungrateful for my life? Why am I so ungrateful for my talents? Why am I not using them? Why am I not having fun with my life? Why am I feeling like this? And it's like interesting because there's a lot of fire happening through this gratitude that you're accumulating by seeing the small things. And it's helping you regain your passion or your zest for life. You know, you're like, oh, fuck, you know, maybe I will go to the party. you know? Maybe I will finally, write that blog. Maybe I will finally write that write that YouTube channel, make that YouTube channel. Maybe I'll finally start doing that, right? But there's still this doubt. There's still this apprehensiveness, this apprehension. There's still this jaded energy. Ugh, what will somebody else think? Or it's this energy of, well, I've been down this road before and it didn't work. Well, that's what happens with failure. You got to go down that road over and over and over again. You just got to pack differently. Sometimes you got to pack lighter. Sometimes you got to stop bringing yesterday and today, and definitely don't bring today and tomorrow, because what the fuck are you supposed to do with that unless it's wisdom? Unless it's the lesson that you got from yesterday. Yeah, definitely bring that in today, but don't bring the other shit. Don't bring the pile of garbage that you really don't need. You're stinking up the place, right? No wonder you got a nasty look on your face about it, about the future. Even though you have all this fire in you, you're ready to go, but you come with a tainted spirit. You come with a tainted spirit because something or someone has tainted you. Life has beat you up a little bit. You're a Scorpio. Get with the program. You're ruled by Mars and Pluto. You got it. I promise. More than anyone in the zodiacal wheel, you got it. So try not to let those things get you down. Like, it feels like you're almost there. But you got to leave whatever those past disappointments were. Take the wisdom. Okay, you got to act like a Virgo in this scenario. And I feel like Virgos and Scorpios are actually quite similar. They just go about things differently. But Virgo will see, like, well, what's useful and what's not, right? Virgo's like, I got to filter this shit out. I got to see what I can work with and what I can't. Oh, is this useful? How is this going to serve me in this next era of my life? And then you got to figure out how to do that. You got to figure out what needs to stay and what needs to go. And maybe because I brought up Virgo, well, the South Node is in Virgo right now. So that's kind of interesting. But I don't know. See where maybe Virgo is in your chart, and that can kind of give you a hint. The Queen of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups reversed, for the good coming to you. The Ace of Swords in reverse. You don't have to know everything to place the first brick. Okay? Mm, I feel like this is somebody else. That's what I'm getting. That Queen of Pentacles. I feel like this is a feminine energy in your life who is showing up for you in a time of need. This feels like somebody who is already established, somebody who is very wise, someone who takes care of themselves, someone who is a businessman, businesswoman, somebody who cares for you, somebody who also has high standards. And I feel like this person knows how to pull you out of a mood, and bring you clarity, motivate you even, encourage you to build the thing that you truly want to build, encourage you to become the thing that you want to become, that you probably already are. You're just too jaded to totally go for it. And aren't we all, right? But you're going to get a lot of clarity around things that you didn't know. It may also be that you thought, well, this can't be a reality. And then you find out, lo and behold, it actually can. And you were sitting there doubting yourself, too afraid, carrying a backpack full of bricks with you into the next journey when you didn't need to do that. And if you are, then you need to take those bricks and you need to build something new with them, right? And we can look at the bricks like they're wisdom. If you're going to carry all those bricks, bitch, then you better start stacking them. You better start stacking them and make yourself a castle. Then you have the throne. But you got to do something with those bricks. They can't just sit there. And I feel like this is the building time. This is when you realize that something actually has the potential, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a business, whatever it is. You're going to see what you can actually do with it, that it can be a reality instead of you just assuming the worst. Yeah, so bring the knowledge that you have learned, Ace of Cups, Five of Pentacles reversed, and the Six of Swords. Move on from deceiving yourself. Show up with an open heart with whatever this is, with that sense of wonder and childlike innocence. Don't bring the jaded to the party. It wasn't invited. Okay. So I love this for you. Some of you, it's about creativity or a relationship, okay? But it's about, you have to, in order to receive this, you have to open up your heart to it. Okay. So that is what I have for you, Scorpio. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to book a super chat question during this live, then you can do so at hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. All righty. You're welcome, Joseph. What's up, Melly Beth? Scorpio sun here, girl. You're making me cry. Oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you cry. I love you. Okay. Sagittarius. All right. Woo! All right, Saggy. Four of Wands reversed in your energy. Could be some issues around home or family around this time, okay? Or relationship. Knight of Pentacles for the good that's coming to you. Okay. Feels like something you're worried about is going to be resolved. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but it will be resolved. Two of Wands reversed for your advice. Are we staying in our comfort zone? What insecurities have you kind of sitting around twiddling your thumbs? Is that what it is? Do you feel like a lack of harmony? You feel like there's not a reason to celebrate? You feel like there's not a reason to be happy? The Knight of Pentacles tells me that there will be. It's just not immediate gratification. It's going to take some work, but it feels like it's going to be something that you're happy to do. And I don't know what that is specifically. We're obviously going to, but you have to come out of your comfort zone with it, with whatever this is, or you're needing to go back to the drawing board instead of going, like, wanting it faster than it can actually come. So it's like, it feels like maybe you want something to happen faster than it actually can. And it's that the reason why something may not be working now is because you have to go back to the drawing board, and you're going to be happy that you did. You just may not be seeing that in the moment. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles. We're raising the standard. We're working on something. Three of Cups. Love this. Absolutely love this. Ish. Okay. For some of you, it definitely can be about working together with others in order to create a safe environment, in order to create a better home, in order to create better relationships within the home. And this can also be like really working on your friendships, potentially, really trying to work on your friendships or trying to work on your relationships with family. This can also be a reconciliation of some sort that you're attempting to work on. Whatever it is, you really are busting your ass. Whatever this is, you really are busting your ass because you're realizing that something cannot be built unless you actually build it from the ground up or unless you truly raise the standard for whatever it is. So, for instance, this is a little bit more of, I guess, a, like, I don't want to call it superficial, but um I guess let's call it that. This is more of a superficial example, but you're kind of realizing like, oh, like, I guess I can't, get the body I want by just going to the gym. I realize that I also have to focus on my diet, so it can be something like that. So you're realizing like, okay, well, I need to do better. I need to do better, and I am going to do better. And it really seems like you have some people cheering you on here. And do I think that there's a little bit of insecurity with whatever this is? I do. But it doesn't matter. You're kind of putting your ego aside and you're like, I need to do this. It may also feel like you need to kind of separate yourself from people at this time to be able to finish what it is that you started, or it can be like you're studying for something, so you can't really go out as much. But it seems like whatever this is, although it's not glamorous, it's not like, yay, you know, I'm going out, I'm partying, I'm getting drunk this weekend. No, like I'm busting my ass. I'm really locking in, I'm putting in the work. And yeah, maybe you're not going out and getting drunk every weekend or something, but you do have people that are like, oh, we're so proud of you. You know, it's kind of like that. So I want to say keep plugging along, because you have people in your corner, the right people. You know, like I remember, for instance, when I stopped drinking alcohol, when I stopped drinking alcohol, when I stopped smoking cigarettes, like a lot of the people that I used to be around, like I wasn't around anymore. But the true people that wanted to see me succeed, the true people that weren't just drunk friends, my true friends, they were there cheering me on and supporting me. I feel like it's something like this. Damn. The Knight of Pentacles in the world for the good that's coming to you. And you're going to see how fucking worth it this was. You're going to see how worth it was. Like, right, let's go back to the alcohol example, okay? Now, apply it in your life as you may. Everyone may be like, oh, you know, Sagittarius doesn't like gods anymore. They're too good for us, you know? And really, it's not about that, right? But while everybody's doing that and having fun and doing body shots at the bar, for instance, right? You are at home busting your ass. You are now writing your book because you got sober, and you are going, everyone's going to see, not that it matters, but everyone's going to see what you've been doing and why it was worth it and why you had to pull back, why you had to lock in. And now, because of that, now you see who's really for you and who's not. That's the truth of the matter. Yeah, you're going to see. You're going to see. And you're going to see that you have everything to be grateful for. And I'm going to tell you right now, like, it reminds me of, okay, please don't think I'm playing victim or anything like that. Okay, these are just my own personal experiences. But in my life, being in social media for 8 years, back when I was just on a live streaming platform, okay, and I used to just be rowdy and be crazy, okay, and I had people that were constantly trying to take me down. Like, I mean, really, like it was bad. Like, it was bad. Okay, I'm talking about like doxing stuff. It was really really bad. And there would be some people who I thought were my friends, and I would see that, like, some of them just jumped on the bandwagon, like, jumped on the hate train. And, like, it really hurt me, you know? Like, it really hurt me. And, like, this is a common theme in my life where somebody tries to destroy me. I see who goes with them. I'm like, wow, that hurts my fucking feelings. But what I look at it like, I'm like, wow, I'm really learning what quality is versus quantity. I'm really learning honest to God friendship. I'm really learning who the pillars are of my life. You know what I'm saying? And even though, yeah, it sucks to go through that experience, like these are my pillars. I know my pack, I guess you could say. Because I don't do that whole pack thing. But you know what I'm saying? And you're going to accomplish something huge, like huge, with that world there. It's going to take some time, but you're on your way there. Don't don't let it trip you up. Do it. Yeah, 2 of Wands reversed, 7 of Swords, the Queen of Swords reversed. Do not react to don't react impulsively. If you have to react, respond. Don't react. Go back to the drawing board. Keep to yourself. Take care of your mental health. Focus on you. Don't allow your emotions to get the best of you, and understand that something needs to take the time because it needs the time. So that is what I have for you, Sagittarius. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I hope that you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to book a super chat question with me, then you can do so during this live at hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. If you want to book a personal, you can do so at violettalexis.com. All right. Capricorn. What's up, Mason? Right on time for that Capricorn, I see. I knew it. Oh, good for you, Melly Beth. I love that. Yes, Vanessa. All right, Capricorn, let's see what's going on with you, baby. Let's see them. All right. Capricorn. Ooh, energy, temperance. Well, I'm not mad at that at all. Okay, so you got the temperance here, Sagittarius energy. The devil. There's you. Okay, so this is the good that's coming towards you. Your advice, the Empress. Damn! Capricorn stealing the whole damn show. Well, you don't worry. I'm going to clarify. Okay. Okay. You are so content this week. You're good. Not a worry in the world, it seems. It seems. And if there is, you're handling it with such grace, it doesn't even matter. Totally in your power, without an absolute doubt. With whatever's coming in, you allow. Whatever's going out, you allow. Could even be feeling very creative at this time, but definitely in your power more than anything. I'm not mad at it. It's definitely requesting you to continue to be in your power as well. Don't let that go. Don't chase anybody down for a day-old wiener from 7-Eleven. Temperance, Five of Swords. Ooh, it's so sneaky, isn't it? The temperance with that Five of Swords is so very much playing the long game, in my opinion. Playing the long game, playing chess, bitch, not checkers. Absolutely playing chess. And it's just one foot in front of the other. And it's like it's a very quiet confidence. It's when you see a very, very still black ocean. And you're like, yeah, that looks pretty, but there's something dark in there. There's something in there that'll take me under if I dip a fucking toe, you know? Like you are that black ocean. It's a little peacefully haunting. Page of Pentacles. Wow. You are so very much learning how to get what you want through the virtue of patience and understanding and learning. And the Five of Swords, yeah, I know that there's such a bad connotation when it comes to the Five of Swords, but the Five of Swords, when surrounded by positive cards, especially like the Temperance and the Page of Pentacles, this is somebody who has a determination for knowledge, Temperance, Page of Pentacles, and to build something through that knowledge. You are the still water. And I feel oh wow, I just got a Vikings quote. Hold on. Okay, I don't want to give away too much because if you haven't seen Vikings, then you're not going to know what I'm talking about. But the last episode of the last season, ugh. Shout out to Ivar the Boneless, okay? And Vitzerk. If you know, you know. But let me put it like this. There is this, he's disabled. His name is Ivar, and he was born with a disability. His legs don't work. But it actually becomes his biggest power. And because it's almost like when you are blind, right? When somebody's blind, their other senses are heightened. And he was a mastermind. And his father, Ragnar, believed that it was because his legs didn't work that gave him that power. And at the very end, there was something that he did that was so very shocking. And I don't want to say it. Nobody say it in the chat if you've seen it because I don't want to spoil it for people. One of the best shows I've ever seen. But at the very end, his brother Vitzerk says, hold on. You are Ivor the Boneless, and there are many who fear you, or something like that. I know it's dramatic, but I heard it, so I have to say it. And it makes me feel like for some of you, maybe there was a weakness, or Maybe there's something that you were insecure about that it's almost like there's this sense of contentment about it now. It's almost like it's becoming your power in some way, and you're learning how to wield it. Whew. This feels, I'm going to be honest, this feels very sexual to me. Maybe that's what it is. The Devil, the Seven of Cups, the Eight of Wands in reverse. Um, well, um, you know, it's like and now I'm getting a Game of Thrones quote. Oh my God. Sorry, Capricorn. Jorah Mormont, um, in Game of Thrones, he says, there's a beast in every man, and it stirs when you put a sword in its hand. That is what I'm getting. Like, it feels like there's something that's stirring inside of you, that you are realizing how much power in your life you actually have that comes from you. That monster under the water, right? And that doesn't always have to be bad. We all need a monster in us, inside of us. And I feel like, ooh, I like it. I really, really like it. Your advice, the Empress, the Four of Pentacles reversed, and the Chariot reversed. Be the still water. Be the still water. Because you're going to learn that the more you just be that still water and allow people to get brave enough to frolic on your beach, you're going to pull them in like a tide and suck them in. Okay. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Okay. I mean that in a good way. Like, for instance, this would be really great for starting a YouTube channel, right? Like, you just, you're not like, oh, everybody subscribe to me, please, did you guys hit the subscribe button? Like, not doing that, just like being you in your ultimate power, and just learning that just you being that alone is good enough. The fear you had was imaginary. The fear that you had was you. Some of us are afraid of our own power, So that is what I have for you, Capricorn. Thank you so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you guys want to book a super chat question during this live, you can do so at hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. Aquarius. You're welcome, Davina. Oh, thank you, Underdog. Love that. Appreciate it. All right. All right, Aquarius. Let's see. Okay. The Six of Cups in your energy. Okay. God, I love that Six of Cups. How cute is this? So cute. Queen of Pentacles, for the good coming to you. Ten of Swords, for your advice. I heard you don't have to live there anymore. I don't know what that means. God, I love this Ten of Swords. You guys see this? Look at this Ten of Swords. That is so stunning. Shout out to Carmen for these freaking cards, dude. Ugh. Some of you were born with some kind of gift that other people have certainly benefited from, but you didn't always understand how to use it, or you felt like other people took advantage of it in some way. Like, even if it's the gift of empathy, which I believe truly is a gift. Not everybody has it. And maybe there's a gift that you're being given now, but it feels like something about you is a gift from God. Something about you specifically. But you can't always see it on the surface. Like, I feel like someone would have to get close to understand. But now you're learning how to mature that. There's a maturation process that's happening here, in my opinion. Yeah, Four of Wands reversed. There's like either an insecurity around it. Like, let's say that your gift is you're a writer. Okay, let me just use from my own life. You're a writer and you are pathetically vulnerable. And that's how you see it, right? You see it as pathetically vulnerable. Ugh, freaking so embarrassing, right? And like, what you don't realize is that is your truest gift. Okay, now this is just an example. I don't know what your thing is. And so you refrain your whole life. You refrain because a lot of people maybe have taken advantage of it. You refrain maybe because it's been used against you. Maybe there's something embarrassing about it. Maybe a boy or a girl teased you about it when you were growing up. And so there's this harnessing of that energy, this harnessing that you don't allow people to see, that you keep in the closet. Well, let me tell you something. The closet is made of glass because we can all see it. And you try to hide it like it's something to be ashamed of, like it's something that is ugly, when it is likely the most beautiful thing about you. Three of Cups in reverse, like you don't want other people to see it because you were tormented about it, or you were ostracized. You're thinking about that this week. You're thinking a lot about that this week. But I don't think you're sharing it with anyone. And you don't have to. But you might be. Might be very private. Ugh. That kind of got me a little choked up. Wow. Like I said, there's a maturation process happening. Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. There's a maturation process happening. You're seeing the value in what other people tried to call spare change, or you're seeing the power in this vulnerability, let's say, right? Let's go with that narrative. You're seeing the value in it, and you are creating something from it. You are you know, you're making a paid Substack blog and it ends up blowing up. You are making an advice channel for people who may have felt outcasted or ostracized, or you know what I'm saying? There's some way where you are being the protector of that gift that you needed growing up, or of that piece of yourself which makes up nearly the entirety of you, I'm feeling. And you're owning it. And knowing that from some people you will never have the love that you needed when you needed it. So now you're learning how to take care of yourself in the way that others did not. I don't like it here. This is very deep. This is making me a little... No, I'm just messing with you, but don't worry. I have moon in my first house. I can't stay in that too long. That's difficult. That's a difficult one. But damn, the beauty in that. Oh man, some of you guys have been so used. Some of you guys have been so used or controlled or just betrayed so much that you had started to feel absolutely useless. That is somehow changing this week, and I don't know how. It may be that you're needing to end a relationship with somebody who is using you perhaps. But there is an ending, and it's just some kind of salvation for you. All right, I gotta, that was heavy. That was heavy. Thank you so much, Aquarius. I love that reading for you. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to book a super chat question during this live, then you can do so at hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis, okay? All right, let's go ahead and move on to Pisces. Absolutely, Enigma. Absolutely. What's up, Coco? Hi, baby. All right. Oh, Aubrey. I'll give you a big ol' hug. Oh, thanks, Lee. I appreciate you very much. Thanks a lot, Luke. Thank you, Underdog Tarot. What's up, Carmen? Lyrically gifted. Oh, thank you. Or are you talking about you? I'm like, oh, thanks. Oh, I love you too, Aubrey. You're so sweet. You're so sweet. Oh, Aubrey. What's up, Elsie? All right, Pisces, let's do it, shall we? Six of Wands reversed. Okay. Five of Wands reversed for the good coming to you. Okay, so, okay. Your advice, Seven of Wands reversed. You don't need to prove anything to anybody. You really don't. You might think that you do, but you don't. You're going to realize that this week, especially maybe to a specific person. Some of you guys are holding yourself back or dimming your own shine because you don't want to offend anybody. Like I told Cancer, be authentic and take up space. Don't just fall by the wayside your whole life because you don't want to offend anybody or you feel like somebody's threatened by you. Let them be threatened. It is not always your responsibility to make somebody feel comfortable. I know. That's a hard one, right? Mm. Mm-hmm. You know it. There's an understanding of that. I'm wondering if somebody wants your attention and you're refusing to give it because you know it's drama. There's a lot of strength in silence, especially yours this week. I feel like some of you are being quite silent this week. You're not making a big show of anything. You're also not avoiding anything. You're just you. Very confident. It's, you know, the Six of Wands can sometimes be everybody look at me, look at me, look at me, wanting attention. Six of Wands in reverse to Two of Swords in reverse to the Strength is a quiet confidence, in my opinion. And the Two of Swords in the upright, well, Two of Swords in reverse as well, but it's Moon in Libra. So when you put it reverse, it almost is giving me that Moon in Aries, And Moon in Aries, it can be quite impulsive, but it can also be about I'm putting myself first when it comes to my emotions. And I'm putting up strong boundaries as well. And there's no validation needed. You don't really feel like you need somebody's approval, anybody's approval. Because this strength card, it's like, what's the best way to describe this? Um, the Six of Wands is like the pretty lab-made crystals polished that you buy at the store, you know. But the strength is like the mountains that have accumulated over time, that have nothing can move them. Nothing can move them. You can pick up one of these lab-made rocks and you can throw them down the street if you want to. Kick them down the street like an empty tin can. But with this one, it's almost as if you are this mountain, this unmovable mountain. Even if somebody is trying to get your attention in a negative way, you can't be moved. You don't care. You've learned a lot. There's a lot of maturity here. And the maturity is not easily built. Maturity is very much about humility and understanding more about yourself, therefore having compassion and understanding even more so for others. And you find people who are very judgmental and things like this haven't really been through enough, you know, and they haven't really looked at themselves enough. And I feel like you are on the other side now, or at least getting there. Um, the good thing coming to you this week is peace. Not because somebody is offering it to you necessarily, not because a war has been fought in order to acquire peace. It is because you are choosing peace. There is an indifference coming from you. Not because you're not a caring person, not because you don't care about people, but because you understand that energy is currency. And what you choose to spend your money on is what you are buying in return. You also understand that if you give energy in a certain direction, that is not going to help you manifest what it is that you want. I know that's probably not what you wanted to hear, but that's what it is. I feel like peace is so underrated, right? We don't always see that as a gift, although some of us who have been through a lot, right? It's like we can do, hell yeah, that's a gift, right? But we're so used to seeing chaos and the drama online, and social media has just absolutely ruined humanity, in my opinion. Okay. And we see this constant state of flux. And so having this in a sea of chaos to me is so profound. I'm picturing somebody who is just sitting with their sword on their knees, you know, like just sitting there, and it is like a war around them, and they are just so calm, not a worry on their face. I feel like you're that person. Wow. Wow. Right. Right there. The Emperor, Wheel of Fortune, Seven of Wands in reverse. Be that. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to maintain friendships that are toxic. You don't have to maintain a certain status because somebody told you that you need to. You don't need to beg for validation. You don't need to crawl across glass repenting for the rest of your life for something. You just need to be that still sword on the beach, really. Whatever happens, happens. I love it. So that's what I have for you, Pisces. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to book a super chat question, you can do so at hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. All right. Right, sunshine? Oh, thanks, Aubrey. Oh, that's so cute. Thank you. Listen, Vikings is everything. I love Ivar. I have Daenerys Targaryen, who's a Libra, and she's tatted here, and I wanted to get Ivar tatted as well. So be a Libra and a Taurus. It's pretty funny. I feel like they make the best villains, in my opinion. But yeah, I absolutely love it. And you guys are very welcome. I'm going to go ahead and do the super chat questions now, and then I'm going to go take a shower because I feel disgusting. All righty. All right. We have Karina, and I got you. She doesn't want me to read it out loud. Okay. It's good to see you too. All right, let me see. Star in reverse. It seems like he isn't really sharing too much. If he is, he's kind of keeping a lot of it inside. And it can be because he's not really feeling vulnerable. It can be because he's very self-focused. And it can also be because he kind of lacks hope here for some reason, for one reason or another. Does he genuinely want a reconciliation? Page of Wands reversed. It seems like he's delaying it for some reason. He's delaying that situation. Like he's putting it off, he's delaying it, and it seems like it's coming from a place of immaturity more than anything. Especially if it's like he doesn't want to face something, he doesn't want to admit to something, he doesn't want to face it. Let me see. Okay, and for your last question, okay. Judgment reversed, King of Swords. It's once again, it's this not wanting to face something, not wanting to face it, not wanting to admit it, not wanting to have that talk. It's more of a, the King of Swords doesn't really think with his emotional heart. He's more so logical. He's thinking, okay, does this make sense? You know, am I thinking logically? He doesn't always have his, it's not that he is unkind. He just is not thinking with his heart. So it feels as though he's trying to separate from it because he doesn't want to face something. He doesn't want to face something. He doesn't want to be honest. He doesn't want to take accountability. That's what that looks like to me. I love you. I'm thinking of you. All right, let's see. Then we have Christina. Hello, Violetta. I'm currently dating my Sagittarius. We are not in a full-blown commitment, but we are actively working towards that as we are both serious. However, I recently had someone pop back up into my life who I never thought in a million years would. We connected for a short period of time years ago. I'm so confused as to what to do. Could you clarify intentions of both parties with any advice or outlook on my situation? Any insight to help would be appreciated. Thank you. Sending love your way. Absolutely. Let's see here. Okay. Let me see the intentions of the Sagittarius towards Christina. The Three of Swords to the Knight of Wands in reverse reminds me of somebody who has either had a lot of trauma, had a lot of heartbreak, and now everyone's going to suffer because of it. Okay. And of course, that sounds very dramatic, right? But this can show up as like somebody who's inconsistent, somebody who's refusing to be vulnerable, somebody who needs validation from everybody else, and it's rooting from a wound. So that's the Sagittarius. Okay. Let's see the other one. Okay. Page of Swords, Knight of Cups reversed. I mean, I guess the other one looks a bit better, but not by much. The Page of Swords, their intentions is, well, they're curious. They may be watching you online. They may still intend to reach out. The Knight of Cups in reverse, though, can represent somebody who's not really ready to be vulnerable. somebody who may be jealous, or somebody who may not have an intention to show up in vulnerability quite yet. I asked advice for you in regards to the Sag specifically, and it gave me the Tower. It may be saying that something here in regards to you and the Sagittarius may not be totally built on a solid foundation. And so it may be saying like, are we trying to keep something afloat? Do we need to change? Does this person need to change? And are we living on potential? Are we building on broken glass? What are we doing here? And so it may be saying like something has to be let go of. Now that can be the relationship itself, but it can be a plethora of things within the dynamic. The Ten of Pentacles in reverse. And this is your advice about the other one. This may not have the sticks. This may not have the bricks to build on. I hate to say that, right? It sounds so crappy for both, but I can't lie to you. You know what I mean? And so the Ten of Pentacles in reverse can certainly be something that doesn't really have the longevity. And it can be because this person is just not ready to be vulnerable. Maybe there's a sense of immaturity here. Maybe this is somebody who, Ten of Pentacles in reverse, is still hung up on a divorce, is still hung up on a breakup, is still hung up on something that didn't work out from the past. Maybe they don't have their money right. Maybe they're not financially stable, you know? And so it may be like, this may not go anywhere. Or if it does, it may take a very, very long time. Your advice, all reversed. Six of Swords, High Priestess, Eight of Cups. Heesh. The things we'll revisit during retrograde season, right? This is asking you to be careful around accepting things back into your life, or even accepting old behaviors or emulating certain old behaviors that you have had, because either there's a fear of being alone, or maybe you just are allowing yourself to settle because it just doesn't really look that great out there. But really, you want to ask yourself, what is my intuition telling me about this? Is this really it? Is this truly it? And if I'm having to pull cards on it because I'm uncertain, is it really it? You know? And I think that's hard, right? Like that's hard to really. And I'm not saying, hey, maybe, you know what? Maybe something changes. Maybe like it just totally turns around. But you want to ask yourself what you're willing to settle for. What you're willing to settle for to avoid loneliness, to avoid, this is going to sound really tough, okay? But to avoid looking at yourself, to avoid something, okay? And I don't want you to think I'm reprimanding you, okay? It might be something totally different. You're like, okay, bitch, you don't know me at all. You're right. I absolutely do not, okay? I'm only telling you what the cards say. But it's saying that you are better than what you have come from. And there may be you ignoring your sense of intuition because you very much want something to be. It doesn't mean that I don't think that you're not willing to accept, like, it's just not. But for some reason, it's telling you this. I feel like there's a lot more potential in just you than you give yourself credit for. And you'll see that by, I'm not saying that these are bad people whatsoever, but like look at your past, look at maybe like, if you want to see my track record, honey, I assure you it's not looking good back there. You know what I mean? So I don't know what it is for you, but it's curious to look at the things that we've allowed ourselves to accept, and even
the same people showing up in different bodies and like what that means for us. And so I feel like it's asking you to kind of look at that. Okay. And I don't know if that's accurate. It's making me feel like that's what I need to say. Okay. But I love you. I hope you're doing good. Just be cautious around retrograde season. Okay. Mercury's direct, but Venus is still retrograde. So maybe just give a little time to just wait until things are a bit clearer. Okay. Venus will go direct on Saturday. It could be Sunday. Depends on where you're at. Thank you so much, Christina. I really appreciate you very much. And the best of luck to you, of course. Zaza, who is coming towards me in love? Eight of Swords reversed. The Two of Wands. It can be somebody at a distance, but it can also be somebody who was maybe uncertain before. If this is somebody from the past, this can be somebody who just really wasn't sure. This could be somebody who got out of jail. Okay. I don't know. But this is somebody who had been stuck for a long time, whether it's new or a past person. Somebody who had been stuck for a while and is now kind of ready to come out or get out there or get the hell out of their house and touch some grass, or so it's somebody who may have been waiting for a while. How will she know who this person is? Let me pull an extra one. Two of Cups in reverse. They could be a Venus in Cancer. They could have Cancerian qualities. This can be somebody who you feel isn't super vulnerable. You may feel like this is somebody who doesn't necessarily understand you. There may be some confusion in some way, okay? Or you may have a misunderstanding with this person when you initially meet them. Thanks a lot, Zaza. We got my girl Playboy Bunny. How's Marvin feeling about me after today? I felt like I could see more signs of him wanting to connect. Let's see. Nine of Swords. He seems to be a little worried. I don't know if he thinks that you're in your head, but he seems to be like worried. I don't know if he's afraid, like, oh God, what if I can't get it up, or right, something. Ace of Cups reversed. The Hangman. Ace of Wands reversed. He seems to be afraid to be vulnerable. He seems to be afraid to give himself. He seems to be afraid to have sex for some reason. He's afraid of potentially or worried about needing to make some kind of sacrifices. I feel like he's gaining perspective about you, about the situation, and he feels apprehensive. There's something he's afraid of. It's more in his head than it may be in reality, but it is a concern. And it feels like it's around vulnerability and around intimacy as a whole, whether that's sexually, it feels like sexually and emotionally. There's this kind of fog in his brain. It's an uncertainty. And it feels like a lot of it is kind of a dark night of the soul in his own mind. So I don't know if he has like an ex that's in his head, who's like, even though maybe she's not there anymore, she's still influencing him, and his insecurities, or what it is. But yeah, it seems like he's insecure or stressed about maybe what you're going to think, about how you're going to see him. Oh, whoops. Did not mean to do that. Why didn't I do this? Damn it. Sorry, guys. Thanks a lot, Playboy Bunny. It's always nice to see you, baby. All right. We got Wander Tarot. All right. Is Michael taking me seriously? He feels like you have some unfinished business either with him or in general. Okay. There's definitely like an unfinished business that's kind of he feels is hanging over the connection or hanging over this relationship. So he feels like something is not fully ready to manifest or not fully complete. Justice in reverse. Okay. I don't know if he did something wrong to you. If there was an injustice, let's say, if there was, It was non-reciprocal at some point, but this is still seemingly hanging over his head. So it doesn't feel like there's a full commitment. It doesn't feel like full seriousness. Why? Because, well, the world is Saturn and the justice is Libra. And as a tarot reader, you know what those cards mean, but they're both in reverse. So there's no like solidification. There's no, now I like the Three of Wands with the sun. He wants to explore. You make him happy. He feels like he can express himself, but it seems like there's something that is hanging over his head. So does he take it seriously? I wouldn't say seriously. Um, and it seems like it's whatever this unfinished business is. That seems to be the issue, whether it has something to do with you or not. But there is happiness here and there is optimism. So it tells me that there is something. There's something. And I feel like the sun, it's the happiest card in the deck. I feel like it can get you guys there, but not until this is complete. So, this could be like, oh, somebody, still has to, maybe he still has to divorce his partner, or his ex-wife or his wife or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh, I can't really go full force because I haven't taken care of this. But it really depends on your personal situation. So, but I'm thinking of you. I'm wishing you the best, Wander. Thank you so much. And I hope that you will leave me a review and let me know how I did. I keep asking. Keep forgetting people. I keep forgetting to ask people to do that. Thank you so much, Wander. We have Carissa. I hope I'm saying it right. Carissa. What are Mike's feelings for me? The Death card. He may feel like something is done or it's changing. Eight of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles. It seems like there's a little bit of a review process here. He feels like something is, I don't feel like he thinks it's done, but he does feel like something is evolving or it's needing to change. And I feel like he does want to put in the effort, but there's a backwards because we're going from the 8 to the 7 of Pentacles. So if we're going from the Death to the 8 to the 7, this is like, okay, something needs to change and I need to figure out what it is. The Eight of Pentacles is, okay, we're putting in effort, but Seven of Pentacles is asking, do I still want to put in effort or is there another way that I need to go about this? It can feel like something is taking a long time or it's not necessarily maybe growing as fast as he would like. Nine of Wands. The King of Wands reversed. The Hermit. There's a humbling energy that's happening here. I don't know what you did to him. I don't know what you did or what you said, but he seems to be in his feelings about something. So his boundaries may be quite high at this time because of whatever his ego is telling him, whatever it is that he's essentially going through. And the Hermit is telling me that where he may have constantly needed to seek or felt like he needed to seek validation from external forces, he is now trying to, or something about this connection is forcing him to look at himself and realizing that that's not true validation. That's not true. You know what I mean? So there's a humbling quality that's happening that may be making him backtrack. And I don't know, maybe it's just because you're super hot and he's like, oh God, I've never thought I could get a girl like this. Let me go ahead and sabotage it. You know what I mean? So it can be a lot of different things, but it seems to be a little bit of an ego death moment happening here. Woo! Your advice, the Magician reversed, the Fool reversed, the Lovers reversed. Um, if you feel like this person has doubts about you, if you feel like this rejection maybe, or something that this person said, or if you feel discluded or ignored or something, okay, something he's doing that is negatively impacting you, it's asking you not to allow that to inflict the self-doubt onto you, and that it actually probably has nothing to do with you and probably has a lot more to do with him. And there's likely a trigger that you have that makes him look at himself that he may not like, and that may be where this backtrack sometimes comes from. So it's like this and so it's asking you to not allow this to kill your innocence, like your spirit, your pure spirit based around what he's doing. And it's also asking you to ask yourself, does this person have similar morals and values? Is there a true commitment here? Or do I really need to be honest with myself and kind of go back to the drawing board? Now, I'm not saying that this person isn't for you, but it's asking you to question that. Because it seems like something he's doing is breeding insecurities inside of you with the seeds that he may be planting or not planting. But it's telling you that you have more power in the situation than you think you do. And so it maybe ask you not to give a full-blown trust fall and to more so reevaluate with your logical mind. Okay. So thank you, Carissa. I hope that that helped. And I hope that you will give me a rating on Hipsy and let me know how I did. Thank you. Alrighty. Let's see here. You're welcome, Playboy. Oh, Enigma, I love you. Oh, you're such a baby. Thank you. We have Stella. Has the soul contract with the man I recently romantically connected with been completed? Initial D, or is there still a divinely timed reconnection meant to unfold between us? There's still a lot going on under the surface, I think. There are a lot of hidden things, unspoken things, unsaid things. I feel like there are still a lot of fears connected to this situation. There can be something about a mother figure here, but it's more so fears, gut instincts, feelings, trusting oneself in the connection. And I feel like it may be there's something about this connection that has forced you guys to look at your own fears, your own insecurities, and specifically, somebody specifically in the connection needing to listen to their gut instincts or face their fears specifically. Hold on, I'm trying to see. The Hierophant. Wow. Somebody here had to face their fear of commitment in this relationship or in this connection. Um, wow. There's a lot of regrets that I think the both of you have, in my opinion. There's a lot of trust that has been lost. And not just with each other, but within oneself. Because I feel like he also has trust issues with you. Not saying you did anything, but it seems like that lack of trust is very much mutual. Sorry. Okay. So I still feel like there's more to be learned through the relationship. But it's hard to tell if it's in the physical. Now, I asked specifically, is this done? And it gave me the Knight of Swords. So I feel like it's not quite done yet. I feel like there's still this momentum, there's still this urgency, there's still a lot of uh, things unsaid. There's still somebody who's charging in with some kind of communication, and it's very quick, it's very action oriented, it's very And the Knight of Swords usually shows up when we're asking something, when we need to know something, when we have questions. I don't think that the chaos or the pressure is over. It feels like something is still going to, it's going to feel like a lot. And it's because I think that there's still more to learn. I think that there's still more questions to be asked and answered. I think that there's more lessons about trusting ourselves. I think that there's more lessons around our fear of commitment. And this is teaching you both something. So, no, I don't think that it's done. I don't think that the contract is closed, in my opinion. Ooh, I don't think it's gonna be easy though. Thanks a lot, Stella. I greatly appreciate you, and I'm wishing you the absolute best. And if you wouldn't mind giving me a rating, I'd greatly appreciate that as well. All right. Let's see. We got my girl Jennifer. Hey Jennifer. Hey babe, what do I have coming in this week? Nine of Pentacles reverse. Be careful of your money, okay? Be careful of this is kind of like the card of don't go broke trying to look rich, right? Or this can be like try not to overcompensate in some way to try to prove something to somebody else. You just don't need to do it. The Queen of Wands. Yeah, I feel like you may be having some insecurities this week, okay? This can be you. This can be where you're having some insecurities this week around money or around like your appearance or something like that. I mean, Venus is retrograde, it's like we're all kind of going through that anyway. Now, if this is somebody else, this may be somebody who's trying to prove something to you, potentially because they're jealous of you, and it can be a feminine energy around you. So I hate to say that, but things do happen. And I'm wondering if it might be around that full moon in Libra or something to do with that full moon in Libra, just because that Queen of Wands is Martian energy, and then that Nine of Pentacles is Venusian. And so this full moon in Libra, okay, so wherever you have Libra in your whole sign natal chart or Placidus, whatever you like, that will show you where that culmination is happening or where that revealing is happening. So, for instance, if this is in your 11th house, okay, let's say that you have Libra in your 11th house of friends, groups, communities, your bigger goals, aspirations. It might be like during this time, you may feel like one of your friends, you realize, like, oh, like this person is trying to compete with me, or you may be doing that because you feel like you need to prove yourself in some kind of scenario. But it's really about adopting your own confidence and realizing that you got it, and you don't have to prove anything. But this can also be somebody. So you obviously know who you are. So let me see. Okay. There can be a little bit of uncertainty around communication with someone that maybe was blocked or somebody that you haven't been speaking to. There can be a lack of clarity around a financial situation or some kind of debt. So I just want to say, make sure that you're reading everything properly. Speak to like a CPA or try to get some clarity if you feel like you don't have clarity around a certain person in your life or that's not in your life. But the Five of Pentacles in reverse likes to show up when someone or something is coming out of the cold or when some kind of debt is being relieved. But the Ace of Swords in reverse shows me that there's an uncertainty around that specifically, or there may be somebody who's coming back into your life and could be lying. Okay. Or somebody can be lying about paying off something, or somebody can be lying about why they blocked you, or maybe you're doing that. Right. So it feels a little squirrely, I'm not going to lie, but, just be confident, listen to yourself, and trust yourself when it comes to any conversations this week. Okay. Thank you so much, Jennifer. I greatly appreciate you. Then we got Jennifer times two. I also want to know if my crush David works at this company I'm trying to get into. I could swear I seen him there as I walked out last week. Let me see. Does David work at this company? don't think so. I don't think so. Because I asked to be certain and I got the Six of Pentacles in reverse. I don't think so. I mean, I may be wrong, but the Six of Pentacles would be a no. I also got the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So maybe saying like he couldn't handle that job, or maybe he works in something that pays less money. But this may be somebody who already has feelings for you with the King of Cups. I hope that I'm wrong, because that would be kind of awesome. But I feel like this person already has feelings for you. Did you guys have something before? Or maybe it's a mutual crush. God, wouldn't that be awesome? That would be so awesome. Sorry. Okay, there we go. See, now I want to be my Virgo Scorpio placements and dive into this. And I'm trying not to here. I want to make sure I'm not giving you the wrong answer. I'm still going to say no. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. I could be wrong. I hope that I am, because that would be awesome for you. But I think that I'm wrong. And this person, he may already be in a relationship, or it's that he actually has feelings for you. Okay. But I'm going to say no. That's my answer. I'm sticking to it. I do hope I'm wrong, though. Thank you so much, Jennifer. I greatly appreciate you. Okay. Let me shuffle these real quick. Damn, it's so hot in here. Oh, you're welcome, Davina. I hope I'm wrong, though. I really do. I hope that I'm wrong, because that would be so awesome. Oh, thank you, Kismet. What's up, Boombastic? I'm so sorry, baby. I didn't see you. Aw, you're probably gone now. I'm sorry. I was looking at my super chats. It's so nice to see you, sweetie. Oh, I'm zoning out. I need a shower. I feel gross. Boombastic. I love you. All right, we got my girl Anna. Oh my God, Anna, I haven't seen you forever. What was the purpose of having the Capricorn in my life, even though we're not going to be together and have a child together? Oh, okay, let's see. It could be teaching you around taking care of your inner child, but can also be trying to teach you not to be as naive, to be honest with you. Three of Pentacles reversed. So I feel like a lot of it is around appreciation. I don't know if somebody here was like super condescending or demeaning in some way, but I feel like this was about naivete, essentially. And I also think that it was possible that if now I don't know which side of the ball, which side of the fence you're on, okay? But this can also be about biting off more than you can chew, or taking responsibility for somebody else's emotions or how somebody else is treating you emotionally. Now, obviously, if you're like, throwing a microwave at them, then like, yeah, like the, their behavior may be warranted. But if you're not doing those things, it may be saying like, go where you're appreciated. You don't need to keep victimizing yourself or putting in this being, made out to be the victim truly in relationships because you want to be loved. You can find love. Love will find you authentically and truly. And it's also trying to teach you that maybe just because someone, like, for instance, let's say that this person was more, I don't know, experienced at life than you. That doesn't mean that you don't have something to offer. That doesn't mean that you don't have an opinion. That doesn't mean that you don't have a valuable opinion. And so it may be telling you that just because maybe you or him has less experience, it doesn't mean that they're any less worthy. And so I feel like it could also be about an unequal exchange where somebody was putting in a lot of effort and somebody else was not really opening up or being vulnerable. And so it's like a constant, it shouldn't be that hard to get somebody to open up, or it shouldn't be that hard to get somebody to be honest. But it's also not your responsibility to make them choose honesty or integrity, right? So to me, it's really about understanding that, let's say that you're on this side of the fence, understanding that regardless of your experience in life, you still have value. And you shouldn't have to take the responsibility of somebody else's negative emotions, especially if you are not the one to necessarily bring them out or do anything to warrant this kind of behavior. Do you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's what it was maybe trying to teach you, something like that. Thanks, Anna. It's always good to see you. I hope that you're okay. What did I just do? Okay. Alexis, was this whole situation my fault? Will my son's father end up coming back around for our son? And why do I feel bad? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Hold on. Okay. Well, the Queen of Cups, I asked if it's your fault, and the Queen of Cups it's mutual energy. I feel like there's mutual love here between the two of you, and I think that I want to say that you both have a part to play. So the reason why I say this is because the Queen of Cups, when it shows up for like somebody's feelings, it also means that the other person feels that way as well. Okay. With the way that I've learned tarot. So when you ask if it's your fault, the Queen of Cups can mean like you both had a hand to play. But I feel like this is you. I feel like you're a very loving, sweet, wonderful person, I would imagine, with that Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is very sensitive and kind and forgiving and understanding. And so I also want to say, like, be cautious not to, it's good to take accountability. It's good to be like, you know what, I could have handled that better or whatever. But it's not cool to allow somebody to gaslight you into taking full responsibility when you know that this person had something to play, had a part to play. And so gaslighting usually happens when somebody is trying to deflect from something that they did by making you question your own reality. Now ask yourself, is that what he's doing? And be honest. You can take accountability for your part in things. Even if maybe you weren't necessarily in the wrong. It's like, well, maybe I could have fucking said that different, right? Because it's not really about him per se. It's about you and who you want to be. So something to think about, I think. But do I think that it was just like your fault? No, I don't. I really don't. Will he end up coming back around for our son? The Chariot reverse, I feel like this person is very chaotic, unstable, a coward. I'm sorry, I hate to say that, but the Chariot in reverse can sometimes be somebody who's a bit of a coward. Um, I want you to be careful with the Chariot in reverse. I don't like the Chariot in reverse. The Chariot in reverse can be just somebody who's absolutely just chaotic, forcing certain things. Just it's so I'm not seeing anything about that right now. If I'm going to be totally honest with you, it seems like he's a bit of a basket case right now, or he's being a bit of a coward. Okay. Why do you feel bad? Four of Cups, Two of Pentacles in reverse. There may be like some rejection that you're feeling here. There may be just a sense of disappointment. You may be feeling like it's very hard to find the silver lining, and you may feel very confused, especially if you feel like you and your son are being rejected. I mean, this would be very normal to feel this way. And I'm going to pull you advice for this one. Just because I feel pulled to do that. Okay. The King of Cups reverse with the Hierophant. If this is your advice, this may be asking you, the King of Cups in reverse is somebody who's a bullshitter, somebody who lies in order to get their needs met, somebody who will lie in order to sleep with you, somebody who's not emotionally mature. They're kind of an asshole. They're a love bomber. They're a coward. They're secretive. They're a liar. And the Hierophant is saying, like, stand on business, stand on business, stick with your moral code, stick with your integrity, stick with your morals and your values, all of those things. And yeah, it's gonna feel shitty. I think that from what I can see, I think that you had good intentions. I think that you showed up with a pure heart. I think that you either love him or you were showing up the best that you could with that Queen of Cups. But I do think that he's a coward. I do think he's a bit of a coward. And why do you feel bad? Well, this would feel like shit to anybody. you know? If you're feeling some kind of guilt, it may be because of something that he said to you that and the guilt was intentional. He wanted to inflict guilt on you. You know what I'm saying? So, I feel like the best thing that you can do right now, focus on things like education, meditation, spirituality. That can be the Hierophant. Like, you know what you want in a relationship. You know. You know exactly. I bet you right now, if I asked you to write down what you wanted in a relationship, you would be able to do it. And then you need to write down what he has given you in a relationship. And this is your reality. Nobody there to gaslight you about your reality. And you see how it compares, and be very honest. And it's much more difficult when there's a child involved. I know. It's much more difficult. But this is not the end of you. He still has a lot to learn, believe me. Thank you, Alexis. I'm wishing you the best, giving you a big old virtual hug. Kaiser, how does Erica really think about me? Okay. Please don't shoot the messenger. I only pulled one card so far. Page of Wands in reverse. Pull one more. Four of Pentacles reverse. Give me one more. Death. The Strength. Okay. Well, she may feel like sometimes you can be a little immature. She may feel like you hold things off or put things off out of fear. She may feel like you want to take a chance, but you don't. You put it off sometimes, or you don't go full throttle. She may also feel though there's a strength in you. She may feel like you're going through some kind of changes in your life that are very intense. She may feel like you've gone through changes in your life that are very intense. She feels like you hold back sometimes. And I don't know, she doesn't know if it's out of fear or if it's out of strength. And I don't know if that's like you hold back in the physical. I don't know if that's you hold back emotionally. But she sees a great power in you, but she may feel like maybe you doubt it sometimes, or you put it off, or you ignore it, or Hmm. I just heard a song in my head. Deftones, Change. I don't know why I heard that. I just heard the song by Deftones, the song called Change by Deftones. I don't know if that's means anything to you. Can I just get that death card real quick? Ace of Wands reverse. She feels like you're delaying an ending, or she feels like you're delaying some kind of change, or like because you have kept delaying something, now something is done, or something has changed, or something has ended because of your delays, because of you holding back, because of you procrastinating, because of maybe perceived immaturity, something like that. So I don't know if that's true, but that's like basically her opinion. Thank you, Kaiser. I hope everything works out. All right. We got my girl Jennifer again. Now I want to know if he's in a relationship or single. Can't get it out of my head. A quick background story. I met him last winter. The connection was intense. Never felt this before. He unfortunately was emotionally available. So he said, but feel he was scared to get hurt again. The connection faded away as he went hermit mode. So we haven't spoken in a few months as of February. Sent you a pic of him. Okay, well, let's see, shall we? Okay, let's see this picture. Okay. Well, I thought that was Raiders. That's not Raiders, is it? Is that Raiders? Is that a Raiders jersey? Are you in Cali? Oh my God. Okay, let's see. So we got the Six of Pentacles reversed with the Magician. So I feel like this is more single, but keeping people at a distance. I still think that he has something for you, though. Um, I feel like he's more so in this energy of I'll let you see what I want you to see, as opposed to like what's really there, in my opinion. So it may be in more of like a like a self protective shell with him. Do I think that he's actually in a relationship? No, I don't think so. It's interesting that that Six of Pentacles, I think it was him, that Six of Pentacles came up in reverse for him twice. Hmm. That's interesting. I wonder if he doubts his. No, I don't think he doubts it because that magician is there. It's like he doesn't want to give too much of himself. I feel like you're on his mind with the magician there, or you have been at some point, something like that. But it's almost like he's not willing to give something or all of it. So I feel like he's being a little stingy. But no, I don't think he's in a relationship. All right, guys, that's what I got. I love you. I hope that you have a beautiful evening. Oh, you're welcome, Nunu, of course. Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you, Alexis. I appreciate you so much. I'm sending you a big old hug. Thanks, William. All right, guys. Hey, what's up, Sean? All right, guys, I gotta go. I love you. I hope that you have a beautiful evening. Lori, thank you so much for your constant support here on my channel. Couldn't do it without you. And of course, all of my dragons. What's up, Carmelita? It's nice to see you. I've been using your cards tonight. Gave you a shout out a couple times. Thank you so much for the cards. I love you as well. All right, guys. Oh my God, my cat is in heat. I have got to get her fixed. God help me. All right, you guys. I love you. Please have an excellent night, and I will see you soon. I will see you tomorrow, actually. All right, bye.